Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before we go any further, I need you to stop for just a moment and feel this. The quiet fear that maybe, just maybe, women don't notice you the way you hope they do. That unsettling thought you push away late at night when you wonder why younger men seem loud and reckless while you've grown wiser, calmer, more intentional, yet somehow invisible. It's not your imagination. Women see you. They just look for something very specific. And if you don't show it, they pass you by without even realizing why. If you feel that in your chest right now, hit the like button and subscribe, because what I'm about to tell you shifts everything. Men underestimate how much presence matters. Not your age, not your status, not your story, your presence, the quiet authority you carry without trying. Women don't respond to noise, they respond to certainty. And older men have an advantage younger guys can't fake: life behind their eyes. But here's the twist: most older men bury it, they dim it, they apologize for it. And when you shrink your energy, you become forgettable. Not because something is wrong with you, but because you stopped showing the very thing that makes you magnetic. Women are drawn to a man whose energy says, "I'm here, I'm grounded, and I'm not chasing approval." Think about the men you've seen who walk into a room and without saying a word, they command attention. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. Knowing who they are, what they want, and what they will not entertain. That's the spark she notices instantly. And older men are naturally built for this. But many of you have been conditioned to shrink after heartbreak, divorce, stress, or feeling like the world moved too fast. Let me tell you the truth she feels, but never says out loud. A woman becomes instantly curious about a man who carries stillness instead of frantic energy. She notices the way he listens, the way he observes, the way he doesn't rush to fill silence just to impress her. She feels safe around that kind of energy, and safety is the gateway to attraction. It's the presence that tells her, "I've lived, I've learned, I'm not here to play games." When you show up like that, she doesn't just see you, she gravitates toward you without fully understanding why. Trust me. There's a moment every woman experiences, though she'll never admit it out loud, when she looks at an older man and feels something shift inside her, something she didn't expect. It's not his age, it's not his looks, it's the way he carries a calm that younger men simply haven't earned yet. And here's the part most men never figure out. Women don't fall for older men because of what they have. They fall because of what they don't need. When a man no longer needs approval, validation, or a performance to seem impressive, he becomes the one she can't ignore. Women can sense neediness like heat from a fire, and they can sense self-possession just as strongly. That one difference changes everything about how she sees you. You have to understand this. When she looks at you, she's subconsciously reading your emotional posture. Are you standing in your life like a man who knows his worth? Or are you leaning toward her, hoping she'll confirm it for you? Because the men who get her attention immediately are the ones who stand tall in themselves. They're not trying to convince her of anything. They're not auditioning. They're not trying to look younger or act younger to compete with anyone. They're just fully present, and that presence feels like gravity. She doesn't run from it, she orbits it. Women are deeply influenced by the emotional environment a man creates. And the older you are, the more powerful that environment becomes, if you know how to use it. When you relax into your natural masculinity, your steadiness, your experience, your grounded energy, she feels a kind of comfort she can't explain. Younger men often perform confidence, but older men live it. And when you live it, she trusts you instantly. Not because she knows you well, but because she can sense your internal calm. That calm is rare. That calm is irresistible. But here's the truth most older men don't want to face. Many sabotage this advantage by over-explaining themselves, overcorrecting, or rushing to prove they're still good enough. You don't need to prove anything. The moment you try, you lose the very thing she was attracted to. What she wants to feel is your comfort in your own skin, not your attempts to impress her. When you speak slowly, when you take your time, when you hold eye contact without hesitation, she immediately thinks, "This man knows who he is," and that thought alone creates a spark that younger men can't replicate. There's something powerful that happens when a woman encounters a man who isn't trying to win her, impress her, or convince her of anything. She feels a shift inside her chest, a mix of curiosity and caution, because she can't quite read him the way she's used to reading men. Most guys reveal their intentions instantly. They lean in too fast, they talk too much, they try too hard, or they broadcast their attraction before she's even had a chance to feel something. But an older man who carries himself with quiet certainty, he breaks her pattern, and breaking her pattern is the fastest way to get her attention. Women are used to younger men seeking validation, approval, or reassurance. They're used to men reacting emotionally, getting flustered, or trying to show value through performance. But the older man who doesn't react, who listens with steady eyes and relaxed posture, becomes an immediate psychological trigger. She starts wondering, why doesn't he seem affected? Why do I feel like I'm the one being evaluated? That subtle shift puts you in a position very few men ever stand in. You become the one she wants to impress. And here's something that might surprise you. Women are not attracted to complexity in men. They're attracted to clarity. When you communicate with simple, grounded certainty, speaking from your truth rather than trying to fit an image, she senses emotional maturity. And emotional maturity feels like safety. Not safe as in boring. Safe as in, this man won't lose himself the moment he feels something. This man won't crumble, panic, or chase. This man is stable. And stability is an aphrodisiac in a world filled with men who crumble under pressure. But let me be brutally honest. Most older men give away their advantage because they think they have to act younger to attract a woman. They try to match her energy instead of anchoring her with theirs. They talk fast, move fast, flirt fast, hoping it makes them seem more exciting. But it does the opposite. The younger a woman is, the more she needs a man whose energy grounds her, someone who slows her nervous system, not someone who accelerates it. The moment you start trying to keep up, you lose the exact masculine edge she was drawn to in the first place. The men who get her attention instantly don't rush. They don't justify. They don't explain themselves to win approval. They simply show up with a quiet, unwavering certainty that says, I am enough as I am. That energy whispers louder than any words could, and once she feels it, she can't unfeel it. There's a truth about attraction that most men never learn. No matter how much they read or watch videos about dating, women are drawn to what they cannot control, and older men who understand this and act accordingly tap into a powerful, almost magnetic energy. She isn't looking for perfection or a flashy car or a line rehearsed from some advice article. She's looking for a man who lives beyond her influence, someone whose value isn't dependent on her attention or validation. When she senses that, curiosity turns into fascination, and fascination turns into desire. Think about this carefully. The moment a man stops seeking approval, she begins to notice him in ways she didn't expect. She notices the way he walks into a room without needing to dominate it. She notices how he talks without rushing, how he carries confidence like a quiet armor. And this isn't just surface-level observation. She's scanning for stability, experience, and subtle power, the kind of power that can only be earned through life, not bought, not performed. That's why older men have an unfair advantage if they don't ruin it by trying too hard. Here's where most men fall into the trap. They mistake showing effort for showing value. They send too many texts. They initiate too often. They try to manufacture interest in ways that feel unnatural. And every time you do that, the energy she felt when she first noticed you slips away. She doesn't want a man who chases her. She wants a man who draws her in without even trying. That draw comes from internal authority, not external performance. To get this right, you need to embrace a subtle shift in behavior. Step back without withdrawing. Be available without being needy. Show your life, your passions, your confidence, without broadcasting them for approval. Let her curiosity do the work. Women subconsciously test for self-possession, not wealth or appearance. When you pass that unspoken test, she doesn't just see you, she feels you. And feelings, not logic, dictate attraction. One more truth you need to hear. Vulnerability is powerful when it's rare and controlled. Most men either hide it completely or overshare. The men who attract women effortlessly reveal just enough to feel real while keeping the majority of their inner world private. This balance triggers something primal. She senses depth she can't possess instantly, and her brain interprets that as a signal of value and intrigue. This is why older men who understand these dynamics stop chasing and start commanding attention without even trying. She notices, she feels it, and before she even realizes it, she's drawn in. Here's a reality most men refuse to accept. Attraction isn't about being perfect or having everything together. It's about creating a presence that communicates, without words, that you are whole, capable, and interesting. And older men, if they play this correctly, naturally have this energy. Life has handed you experiences, lessons, and scars that younger men can't replicate. Every heartbreak, every career challenge, every late-night realization, it's all fuel for magnetic confidence. But here's the catch. You can't advertise it. You have to embody it. She feels it before she even knows what it is. Most men make the critical mistake of trying to speed up the process. They believe that impressing her with stories, jokes, or flashy moves will make her notice them. But the truth is far more subtle. Women are not moved by effort. They are moved by depth. When you speak from depth, when you operate from a place of calm certainty, she subconsciously registers it. It's almost dangerous how much this affects her. She wants to test you, push you, provoke a reaction. But you remain steady, unshaken. That steadiness creates tension, anticipation, and attraction she can't resist. Let me break it down. She is subconsciously asking herself, is this man a challenge? Does he exist outside my influence? Can I rely on him? Or will he crumble under pressure? And the older man who has learned restraint answers these questions without speaking a single word. He listens, he observes, and he subtly demonstrates competence, patience, and self-possession. That combination is almost impossible to fake, which is why she is instantly drawn to men who carry it naturally. Here's another secret most men ignore. A woman is far more attracted to your emotional control than your physical appearance. Yes, she notices looks, but attraction ignites when she senses emotional stability. When you handle tension gracefully, when you speak thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively, she interprets it as power, and she is biologically wired to be drawn to that kind of power. Not dominance, not aggression, not flashy bravado, but quiet, unwavering authority. That is what older men can wield if they stop self-sabotaging. Finally, never underestimate the effect of selective attention. Women respond to scarcity not in the sense of playing games, but in the sense that you are a man with boundaries, with priorities, with a life that doesn't revolve around constant validation. When you are fully engaged in your own world, she can't help but lean in, trying to understand the force that exists independently of her. That pull, subtle and undeniable, is why older men who understand this get her attention instantly. Now let's be brutally honest. The men who get her attention instantly aren't trying harder. They're thinking smarter, acting quieter, and showing up fully in their own power. She notices everything you don't say as much as everything you do. Your restraint, your composure, the fact that you don't rush to fill silence. These are all signals that you are emotionally untouchable in the best way. And when she senses that untouchable energy, curiosity turns into intrigue, and intrigue turns into attraction she can't control. Many older men sabotage themselves by trying to catch her attention with flashy moves or constant pursuit. That only signals neediness, which immediately destroys the aura of authority that naturally attracts women. The key is to embody presence. Speak deliberately, act deliberately, live deliberately. She should feel the gravity of your life before she feels the pull of her own interest. Every choice you make, how you carry yourself, how you respond, how you manage your time, creates invisible threads that draw her closer without a single word about your intentions. There's a psychological truth here that few men understand. Women are wired to respect a man who respects himself, and the older man who honors his own time, energy, and boundaries automatically communicates value. She doesn't need explanations. She doesn't need proof. She notices it in the way you hold eye contact, in the calmness of your voice, in the steadiness of your energy. That unspoken confidence is irresistible because it signals mastery, mastery of self, mastery of life, mastery of presence. Another critical element, mystery. The older man who gets her attention doesn't reveal everything at once. He gives glimpses of depth, of life experience, of passions, of stories, but leaves enough unsaid that her mind fills the gaps. Women are drawn to what they can't fully grasp. That gap becomes fascination. That fascination becomes desire. And it all starts from understanding one simple principle. You are magnetic when you are whole, not when you are chasing approval. Finally, remember this. Every man can develop this energy, but it requires discipline, self-awareness, and patience. It's not about tricks or manipulation. It's about cultivating the life, the presence, and the confidence that naturally make women lean in. When you do this, when you truly embody it, she notices immediately. And when she notices, she can't ignore you, no matter her age, no matter her history, no matter what she's looking for. This is the power of the older man who knows himself. He doesn't have to compete. He doesn't have to chase. He simply exists. And that existence commands attention, fascination, and desire like nothing else ever will.